Hello. I don't know what I was trying with that. Hey everyone, welcome to Mild Fuzz TV Live. As you know, I may be Peter. And I may be here to talk to you for a couple hours or thereabouts about nonsense or other such things. Oh, whilst I'm enjoying my beverage. You're on the bus right now. Whoa. Devious, you're German. Don't hit me with French. But hello. Hello everyone. Yes, welcome. Yes, I just decided today that I had some free time tonight. Not barely, admittedly, but I did. And as a result, I thought I'd make up for the fact that there couldn't be a Monday stream this week. Which again is a regular thing for the next little while. Due to the Oktoberthon mainly. And a little bit because of Mr. Robot. Nicole, you're French Canadian, right? You could say bonjour. Love the top 50 video. I'm glad to hear it. We had fun making it. Amazon Prime isn't making S4 Mr. Robot available here yet. That's weird. It was up on Amazon Prime in the UK like maybe an hour after it airs in the US. It's actually really good. It's really good how quick it is. We still have S3 left to rewatch anyway. Well, you know, silver linings. I enjoyed the first episode, as one would expect. I am looking forward to more. It's exciting to have an exciting TV, because, you know, I enjoy some of the other TV we cover, but, like, it's been a while since we had something as exciting as Mr. Robot, you know? Something that's Mr. Robot or Twin Peaks or... You know, not... Maybe Westworld isn't quite in those leagues, but it's closer than some other stuff. Better Call Saul's up there for sure. Saw Joker today. It's not very good. It rips off King of Comedy and Taxi Driver, plus it explains his backstory. Phoenix is good, of course. I've been hearing mixed things. Matt wasn't super keen on it either. Yeah, Top 100 video was a great listen. I'm glad people enjoyed that. We're doing the second half, I believe, this weekend. And I don't want to make any predictions because, I mean, Tara could change her mind, but she did happen to let slip that she got a bottle of wine specifically for that recording. So you may be expecting a similar kind of tone in part 2. But yeah, no, that was a fun recording. And believe me, there was a lot of nonsense before and after. And in between each chunk. Because obviously we always record, you know, if it's something that long, it'll have at least 3 chunks of recording with breaks in between. Not that you really notice them too much, because obviously I do a little bit of editing and put it all together. I wrote the Amazon support team and they said it'll be available in January. Then I told them even Google Play has it, and they were like, oops, it will be available after midnight. But 21 hours and 5 minutes later, it's still not here. Weird idiots in Amazon Germany. Yeah, that is kind of strange. That sounds like just such a clerical error almost, that they've just not bothered. Like they just assume, I don't know, it's weird. Tara was hilarious in the video. Scary but funny. I think my favourite thing is that it was a slow build throughout. I mean, she was a little bit buzzed at the start, but it was very much more intense as it went on. Oh, but hey, the fellow movie Outlaw Loner, welcome to the stream. Kingsman 3 trailer, what do you think? I've not seen the newest one. I saw the first trailer that came out. I mean, it was hard to get a vibe from that one because Kingsman for me is like such a fun adventure-y thing, and the trailer was very serious in comparison, so it's hard to like sort of say if it's what I want from Kingsman. But I like Matthew Vaughn as a director a lot, so I fairly trust that it will be enjoyable. Even if the second one did make some choices that I wasn't super fun with. It's literally called a Prime exclusive. So odd. Yeah, they've got the exclusive rights for like most of Europe, I think. But hey, the episode one was good. There's nothing wrong with reading the Great Darkness Saga and watching Babylon 5 at the same time. Just saying. Welcome to the stream, Baronessa. Yes, Babylon 5 will be back. I promise. I've got some Netflix shows for my own that I need to finish. It is entirely possible that I have been guilty in the past and right now of taking too much on, and some things fall behind as a result. I am more than guilty of that. I will fess up. But Babylon 5 will be back. I want to do more Babylon 5. I just have so much to do. October's so busy. I had 2 streams to do today because I had to put up the news special thing that was for everyone, and I had to put up Wishmaster on Patreon for the patrons. Plus Ace has been edited, and that's actually ready to go live. That'll be going up soon after this stream. So people can enjoy the Invisible Man episode of the Ace right after this. Well, not right after, but soon after. Have I seen I Sell the Dead? I've not seen I Sell the Dead. They got a lot of shit for it, but it still isn't fixed. That's very odd. I'd have been raising hell. Been raising hell by Amazon to try to pull that on me. Didn't grab me that one. I actually think the second Kingsman was better than the first one. Moore was a better villain than Jackson in the first. I had some problems with the second one. I still enjoyed the action in it a lot, but there were some weird character choices that I thought were odd, and one character got done really dirty, which I was not happy about. Especially since they brought someone else. I won't spoil anything, but they brought someone from the first one back from the dead, and then did nothing with that character, and it was completely pointless, and they could have just not killed someone else and had them fill in that role. It was weird. I have problems with the second one, but I mostly like it. Oh, and there was one really Mark Miller scene, because Mark Miller, like Matthew Vaughn and Jane Goldman, typically filter out a lot of the Mark Miller bullshit. But yes. Yes, let's just say there was a scene with a bug or a tapping device or a tracer. I can't remember exactly what it was, but let's just say the planting of said thing was tasteless. I'll say. Have I seen Time Bandits? I actually haven't. No. It's funny you bring that up actually, because the Patreon early access Ace episode that went up today is 12 Monkeys, which is also a Terry Gilliam movie. So, my grandfather loved it and gave me a pair of earphones so I can listen better. Oh, very nice. I ever leave the house without earphones. News video was fun. Thank you. Yeah, we're a little bit tight in time, so we kind of rushed towards the end. I think you can tell, but should be a bit easier for the next one. Would Kurt Russell or Oliver Reed make a good Wolverine if the X-Men movies were in the 80s? Oh. I like the idea of Kurt Russell, but I feel like Kurt Russell looks too much like Kurt Russell. Like, I almost think Wolverine, much like Superman, is one that you want to have an unknown actor in. Even though Kurt Russell out of the two of them is who I can see better. Being positive, Mark Miller might be bullshit, but at least it's not Frank Miller bullshit. Yeah, here's the thing though, Frank Miller at least wrote some good stuff in the past. Like I can enjoy and appreciate things like Batman Year One and like some of his Daredevil from the 80s. Whereas Mark Miller, I mean, I've not tried much of his stuff admittedly, but anything I've tried from Mark Miller, I've not felt in tune with. That's it. I've not read a lot of his big stuff. I read Civil War. I've not read Kick-Ass, but I really love the movie, and when I found out what was different from the book, I was like, oh god, I never want to read that book. It sounds like all the heart that I liked in the movie just wasn't in the book. You agree with me on Kingsman? Didn't watch the whole trailer, of course, but I'm excited for Earthquake Bird. Got a trailer released today and premieres at the LFF tomorrow. I'm going to say London Film Festival is what the LFF is. I've never seen it abbreviated. Alicia Vikander stars, neo-noir set in 80s in Tokyo. Okay, alright, you gave me some buzzwords there at the end. I like Alicia Vikander. I could do some neo-noir in 80s Tokyo. I like 80s stuff. I do. Thoughts on the forthcoming Doctor Sleep? It's got a good horror director, at least. It does. To a point. I feel like Mike Flanagan as a director is like a really weird thing for me, because he has a lot of solid stuff, but most of his endings kind of suck. Which maybe makes him perfect for a Stephen King adaptation. But, you know, because I really liked Haunting a Hill House, and I really liked Hush. I think a lot of his stuff kind of veers off a cliff at the end, so I'm hoping that Doctor Sleep will be better. I will say about Doctor Sleep, though, that it's a real disservice to the movie where in the trailer they have clips from the original Shining, you know, Stanley Kubrick's film, because it really points out how much better that film looks from a visual style. So I'm hoping that the movie's good, but I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm like mildly optimistic, I guess I'd describe myself for Doctor Sleep. Cinematographer's the same who did Old Boy and Stoker. Okay, all right. Oh, is it Chadwick Park who's directed this Earthquake Bird? That was a weird thing to leave out if it's Chadwick Park there, Devious. Have I read the Dark Tower series? I have not. No. I don't. Unfortunately, I do not read much regular literature. Comic books tend to take all my reading time up because I'm a complete and total nerd. And apparently I'm getting roped into some Legion of Superheroes soon, which is one of the corners of DC that I've not delved into too much. Yeah, Flagger is probably a better director than a writer. I loved Hush too. Yeah, Hush is my favourite movie of his for sure. Absentia was terrible though. To be fair, Renegade though, Absentia was like his first movie, like right out of film school. You know what? Like we can just forget it existed and just not worry about it. Now Wash Westermland directed it. Okay, all right. You got me excited there for a second, thinking that Chadwick Park did it. Absentia was his first film, though. At least he got the shit one out of the way first, by the sounds of it. I mean, that's true. That's true. It feels like a first movie. Hell, it feels like a student movie. Not even like a first professional movie. The acting in it is eek. Some troubling. Pennywise v Beetlejuice. Who would win? I mean, Pennywise is a cooler concept, and I hate Beetlejuice, so I'll say Pennywise, even though I'm not terribly fond of the movies that much. But I'll take an alien killer clown over a Tim Burton thing just about any day of the week. Of course you love Beetlejuice Born Now. You're the worst. Absolute worst. Oh, my phone turned off. Pardon me. So yeah, hey everyone. So yeah, normally this is a Monday stream, but I've stopped doing them on Mondays because Mr. Robot's back and is taking up time. Octoberthon's making it harder because me and Tim have been doing some stuff on Mondays this month. So I'm squeezing in a stream today. And as there's some stuff to tell you, what do I think of Boris Johnson? He is a laughingstock. Is maybe the quick and succinct way of putting it. No, I've not watched Ed Wood yet. God damn it. God damn Tara. But I was gonna say, yeah. So yeah, announced on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook last night that Television for the Multiverse is going to be back tomorrow, which was a decision that did not come easily, but people were wanting it and ultimately were willing to jump back into it. However, there will be a couple of changes that we'll explain on the show. Not big things, but just a couple of things to make it a little bit easier on us. But yes, I've already watched Flash. I'm going to watch Supergirl after the stream, and then me and Connor are going to be recording that this evening. You're going to ask me that every week until I've watched it. God damn you, Born Now. Play Misty for me was Clint Eastwood's first film. And I mean, lots of directors have good first movies. I mean, but Mike Flanagan was also very young and very inexperienced. I mean, Clint Eastwood at least was probably quite experienced in the film industry at the very least by that point. Have I seen Bottom, as in the TV show with Rick Mail and I can't remember the other actor's name, but yes, I've seen Bottom. Do 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 do. That almost sounds like I'm doing the Naked Gun theme. I was trying to do Bottom's music. Yeah. Oh well, I tried. I would like to get your opinion on that full trailer, but it's probably going to be better to see a full trailer for Earthquake Bird. Netflix tends to reveal too much beforehand anyway. Yeah. Did you tell me what date that was coming out? You might have done. No, you didn't. I just scrolled up. Ridley Scott's company did the movie. Scot-free. That's cool. That doesn't really mean much. I mean, they've produced some questionable things, I'm sure. Yep, I'll move that over a bit so I can see the chat. Ed Edmondson. Oh yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. I watched Bottom at a young age before I should have been watching it because it's actually got a lot of adult humor in it. It's a November movie. Cool. Hey, I'd like if Netflix made a good movie. It's been a while. I remember Bottom from my youth too. Yeah, I watched Bottom. Young. I didn't get a lot of the humor maybe till I was older though, because it is actually still a funny show, even though it's very immature in a lot of ways. Been a while since February 1st. Buzzsaw, was it Velvet Buzzsaw? Was not that good, Devious. Come on now. Velvet Buzzsaw had a lot of the same Netflix original movie problems. It really did. Let me tilt that down a little bit. So I can sit back and relax a little touch. Live streams are not supposed to be professional work time. Live streams are casual, talk to the people time. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Going to the Irishman preview screening this weekend. Fingers crossed for that. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's good. Martin Scorsese is a weird director for me, where I'm really up and down in his movies. Like, I love Taxi Driver. I love Hugo, surprisingly. But he's made a lot of films that I don't like at all. Like, I hated Shutter Island. I really don't like The Departed. As a satire, loved it. Dan Giller's writing just does things for me. I mean, I like Nightcrawler a lot, but I think Velvet Buzzsaw, just, I don't know. It forgot to actually make it an entertaining movie. I also like mafia movies usually, but I'm still looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm not a big mafia guy typically. Like, I think Goodfellas is a solid movie, but I don't love it the way that people love Goodfellas. How come you didn't like Shutter Island? Because it felt like it was super tropey. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't like how it looked. I knew what the twist was going to be more or less within the first. Actually, no, I tell a lie. Not within the first few minutes. I knew what the twist was going to be from the trailer. Like, I guessed what the ending of the movie was going to be from the trailer, and that doesn't necessarily break a movie necessarily, but I just I don't know. It made me sleepy. I was so bored during that film. And the one thing about it that was interesting was after the twist was finally revealed, there was like a little touch of a moment where I was like, oh, that's an interesting idea, but it was not even remotely enough to make me care. I haven't seen The Silence. Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street was good. That's a bit long, but good. That's why it's tropey. I mean, yeah. Doesn't mean it works. Doesn't have the charm to make it work. Baby Billy villain for season 2. Oh, and Gemstones? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me given the last episode. Baby Billy's so funny. Walton Goggins is great. Oh. I've never seen King of Comedy. I can't take Ben Kingsley's series after Blood Rain. I'm sorry. I just can't. Did I see Joker yet? I'm going to see it tomorrow. Came out a week later here. Been hard to avoid spoilers. I actually haven't seen Joker yet, and I don't think I'm even going to bother seeing it in the theaters. I can wait. I don't know. I'm just not that enthused about it. It's funny. Like, I feel like there's movies that I know I'm going to dislike. Because Joker, I might end up liking. Like, I'm sick of hearing about Joker for the most part. But there's movies that I know I'm going to dislike that I still pay to go see for Screams, and I do that because it's Screams and we do a lot of new horror movies and it feels worth doing. But with something like Joker, where it's kind of this middling thing where I'm hearing like opposite opinions and I'm hearing good and bad, and I don't know how to feel about it, and I feel murky. I'd rather not spend the money and just wait until I can rent it for cheap. Did you think that Righteous Gemstone season 2 will be? Do I think it'll be good? I have no reason to see why not. Season 1's been great, and it's already renewed, so they're feeling confident in it. I love Judy. I love Keith. Baby Billy's pretty good. BJ's even grown on me as a character. Shutter Island gets a lot of shit. That's because it's Shutter Island. It's Shutter Island, the movie. Thank you very much. I blocked Joker a while ago on Twitter and I still saw too much about it online. Definitely annoying. I'm just glad because Matt went to see it this past weekend and he had to talk about it a little bit in the comics podcast. And I'm just glad that that's done with now because now we basically can just not mention it again. And I'll be happy with that. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So how's everyone enjoying the Octoberthon so far? 9 episodes in 9 days. I'm not 100% sure we can hit all 31. It'll be close. It'll be very close. Like, if we miss any days, we're talking maybe like 2 days missed or something like that. But I'm going to peer pressure Tim as much as I can. Oh, dear. I'm glad people are enjoying it. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of prep work this year, getting all the movies in early. But there is something really satisfying about saying no every single day in October you're getting a new episode. Just do Joker and pretend it's a horror film. That Greasy Strangler movie sounds just awful. Still no Halloween decorations on my wall. Oh, come on. I was hoping you guys would forget about that. I was doing very serious things here, you know. I had to go out yesterday and get some photos for some new IDs. So I've got some photos here, which I'm going to show you. Just my face anyway. Nothing different from Usual. Greasy strangles an experience. It's so disgusting. So you basically really didn't like In the Tall Grass already, with saying it's been a while since Netflix made a good movie. Well, to be fair, I'm only halfway through it. I'm only an hour into it, but I don't think I'm going to be that positive by the time I get to the end. Ba 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 da da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. I've been sitting here quiet for like 30 seconds. I don't know why. For some reason, I felt like I was waiting for something, and I don't know what. On In the Tall Grass, I bet King had very little involvement with it, and it really, like, he would really have the time. I don't know what your point is. He's involved in tons of his movies that are all shit. So why would that have anything to do with why it was good or bad? He seemed involved in the It movies, and the second one was garbage. So. Stephen King being involved in one of his adaptations means nothing to me. After like 40 years of making Stephen King movies, I feel like there's like a handful of them that are good. A handful. Ah, dear. Oh, who are we missing anyway? We're not missing Rude Boy, because Rude Boy will be working right now. Poor Tim not having any luck with King this year. Yeah, there's been a. Yeah, Doctor Sleep's probably going to suck um, just because every King movie this year has been rough. It just has to complete the trend. Tyler and Cindy. I mean, Tyler's probably at work as well. And Cindy might be as well too, admittedly. But Tyler for sure, I think, because I'm pretty sure Tyler said that he had Mondays off so he could make the regular stream. But I presume that means that he's working, a lot of the rest of the week. I'll have to I actually have to still pick what's going to be in the next votes for some stuff. I'll do that this week. Get the votes up and running for Patreons. In fact, one of the problems I'm having right now is that there's so much content going up that there's not really enough slots for all of it. We've got episode 3 of Raising Dion ready to go. The next Twilight Zone's ready to go. The next Star Trek's ready to go. But we've had so much like new TV mixed with streams episodes every day. Today's an it's just they had the top 50, so on and so forth. That it's just try to get everything up has been a struggle just in terms of giving everything its own sort of spotlight. Needless to say, there'll definitely be something later. There's obviously the Ace is coming soon after the stream. There'll definitely be something after that. Possibly 2. Yeah, it's been very busy. It's a very busy time. Which is good. It's a better problem to have. I had Chinese food tonight. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I had Japanese food tonight. It was from a Chinese place though that just happens to do a small selection of Japanese items. So I'm not exactly sure what the setup is there that sort of led to that. But I'm glad they do, because there's not actually any dedicated Japanese takeouts near me. I have to go to the city for that, unfortunately. I'm now at McDonald's. Tut tut, renegade. Shame. Shame. I had a bell. Shame. Shame. I'm only saying that because I gave up cheese, which means I've not had any burgers of any kind in months. Which is good. I haven't eaten. I don't care. That's how they get you. It's just so convenient if you're hungry. That's how they grab you. They just have it there. You're the devil hero. She is. I think we can lay that to rest right now. Oh, pardon me. Woke up a little bit early today. Clearly, it's having a bit of an effect. Although I think it's actually just because I had a big dinner. I think I ate too much, and eating too much makes me sleepy. Dear. Renegade's a regular Brahms. Yeah, I said it. I said the B word. Brahms. Brahms. I hope I spelled that right, otherwise I'll look a fool. And I ain't no fool. You take that back. Oh dear. Never. You hear me? Never. Can't believe Tower doesn't like weeding. It's a sin. Well, everyone has to have their faults. Everyone must. I mean, Connor has tons of faults. Connor's faults outweighs positives. Her reaction to Serenity was perfect. No, her reaction to my joke about being in the 20s, that was perfect. Pardon me. Dear. Presumably it can only get more heated in the top 25. Multiple duplicates or duplicates of the same movie were not allowed. If there was two of the same movie in a list, I just ignored the second one. I don't let any of that nonsense go through. Are you kidding? Has to be fair and down the middle. I keep yawning. I am so sorry. Do you know, I was out for my walk today. It was raining really heavy. We're at that time of year, I guess, but it was raining really heavy. I had to have my jacket on with the hood up and everything else. It's a whole thing. But I was good and still went for my walk. So, you know, I am committed. Is 1922 any good? I didn't see it actually, devious. I do not know. Tim probably watched it. If you come back for the streams after midnight on the 21st of October, you could probably ask him. I really like it, but the point is lists are personal. I get why Pete seeing the film at the time on the back of Firefly being cancelled has that attachment. Goddamn right. Oh, Firefly has probably the biggest following of any cancelled show. Oh, Firefly's fantastic. Firefly. How I love you, Firefly. Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. Ken, welcome to the stream. Have you watched Summer of 1984, or Summer of 84 rather? I have indeed. Summer of 84 is it's a movie that definitely suffers a little bit early on from feeling like, hey, Stranger Things is popular, so we're going to have a group of kids investigating a murder. But I actually liked the feeling of the movie and the soundtrack, and I thought that it got actually kind of dark in the back half. So by the end, I actually quite liked it. I don't think it's as good as like some similar stuff, but I think it's worth watching if you're interested in it. Unless you already have watched it and you're just wanting to know what I think. In which case, I think I've in which case, I think I've explained as much. Oh, I had a cat once, and hold on, I'm gonna go. Cat traffic. Yeah, Summer of 84 went places that I did not expect. Hey, Wesker. You little menace. Alright, I have to open the door, and then I have to wait for him to come in before I can shut it again. Because he's awkward. Wesker, do you want to say hi to the world? Do you want to say hi to the internets? You do, don't you? I can't see myself just now. There we go. so I can see where my whisker is on the camera. Yeah. Whisker. A smart putty cat. Are we doing any more movie streams? There will be more. I just don't know when they'll be. They'll be when it's feasible to fit them in. Not whisker. Wesker. Wesker. After a certain Stars captain from the hit video game Resident Evil. Oh, you say I should ignore the other two cats whilst whilst it's October. Firefly and Garish, you are dead to me. Wesker is the only one who gets attention during October. Because Halloween. Halloween. You probably don't care, Peter, but I finally finished Sonic Heroes. I mean, I can't say I'd care, but seems a bit harsh to say I don't care. I'm indifferent. I am thoroughly indifferent. Still no. Devious, this was already brought up. That Nicole, that menace Nicole with the French already harassed me about this. Do 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 do. Soundtrack of Summer '84 is great. It is indeed. A lot of harsh synths and things like that. I was into it. I think the only thing that hurts that movie is that the kids aren't as instantly likable as, you know, other movies. They're not unlikable, and they do grow on you a bit more as the movie goes on, but the core group aren't as fun as, say, the kids in Stranger Things or some other stuff. Forgot one thing about Earthquake Bird. Atticus Ross did the score. Okay. Okay. Pete, you are of Don't Look Now. I'm going to assume that's. Are you a fan of Don't Look Now? I saw it at the cinema last night. It's very good, but I'm not sure it's the masterpiece others make it out to be. I've seen it once, and I remember I'm kind of in a similar boat. I remember liking it for the most part, but not necessarily coming away from it being like, oh, that's one of the great, genuine, all-time, you know, classics or anything like that. So, you know, true, but the relationship between the main character and his babysitter makes the movie for me. Was she his babysitter? I don't remember if she was his babysitter or not, but yeah, the main sort of romance, yeah, was sweet. That was the most touching part of the characters for sure. His group of friends, their friendship didn't really do that much for me, but the romance was actually quite sweet. Hey Cindy, welcome to the stream. Fashionably late as always. I should plug in my phone device. This isn't a scheduled stream. I put the stream up at like 2 hours notice. Thank you very much. It was there. It existed. But you're right. No, this was a relatively, you know, spur of the moment to make up for the fact that there was no Monday stream. I can't promise that I'll do a makeup stream every week, but I had time this week, so. And I thought I may as well. This place just got classy. So you're saying it wasn't classy when it was just Renegade? That's what you're saying. I think there's some logic in that, but I'm just confirming that's what you meant. A makeup stream I can get behind. It will be about horror theme makeup. Not that type of makeup, devious, you silly sausage. Hero I fickle. I just suck up to the latest pretty girl who drops by. Born now, been a bit of a ladies' man today. Trying to compliment everyone at the same time. I'll tell you what. I'm going to roll my d20 to find out if that pickup line worked on Cindy. All right. What should the pass number be? I feel like Cindy is a tough customer, so I'm going to say you need at least a 13 for that to have worked. All right. If it's over 13, if it's 13 or over, then she's at least a little bit curious. If it's a natural 20, then you're engaged, basically. But if it's under 13, then she's disgusted. And if it rolls a natural 1, which is a critical failure, then she basically cut off your genitals. So we're going to find out. So I'm going to roll the d20. All right, 13 or up for a positive response. Oh, a 16. A 16, that ain't bad. I think that means she's at least giving you the eye. It's 16. It's 16. She's blushing a little bit and giving you the eye. That's a good result. Congratulations, you guys. I hope it works out. Again, I started my own Octoberthon, and I'm finding it very satisfying when I see the list I've watched so far. Although it is still early in the month, and the movies watched differ hugely. Differ's good. You want a variety. I mean, I think I always want to like try and maybe cross off some directors that I've not seen all their movies of, or try and maybe work in a subgenre that I want to see more of. Like maybe, oh, I've not seen enough werewolf movies. I'll watch some werewolf movies, or so on. What has this stream become? I don't know. There's your fault though. Hey Sheldon, welcome to the stream. What do you mean it's my fault? It's not my fault. Renegade, what do you mean? What about me? I'm unsure what you're asking exactly. Am I rolling to see if you're into board now? I'm going to keep these dice nearby so I can use them to decide fates when the occasion calls for it. Yeah, roll it to see if I'm interested. Alright, well, you wear your heart on your sleeve a bit more, so I'm going to say that you just need a 7 for success. It's a bit easier, just a little bit easier. 7 for success. The crit failure or the crit hit, 1 or 20, same rules apply. Cut off genitals to to engagement on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Here we go. Great roll of dice. Oh, a 10. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, it's a few above a pass. Just kind of like how Cindy was. You're both moderately interested. Hero would probably try to rope me into watching all 4 House movies on the first date. Oh yes. Yes. Maybe I should roll to see if Bored Now makes it out the first date alive. Maybe that's a more useful use of my dice. I rolled on that one. I rolled on that one. So to answer the question, will Bored Now make it out alive at that first date? No. Not only is he going to be dead, I'm pretty sure that his flesh will be consumed, and he will be. I don't know. How can you make death even worse? I watched Joker, and it's going to be a classic. I'm hearing so many mixed things. I'm hearing people love it, hear people who hate it. I'm hearing people who are in the middle. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. But well, yes, welcome to those who have filtered in the last few minutes. Such as Caster Troy. Oh, such as Tyler, who's at work. Just wanted to drop in and say hi to everyone. No worries, Tyler. How dare you have a job? Matt's thoughts surprise me. Were you expecting him to like it more or hate it more? And since there's more people here, just in case people haven't heard, Television from the Multiverse is coming back and will be back tomorrow. Assuming me and Connor get recorded tonight. But, yeah. To like it more. I think Matt out of the 3 of us was always going to be the one who liked it the least. But that doesn't necessarily mean that me and Connor will like it. I mean, I might hate it for all I know, but it's a bit of a movie like Inception. It's a bit of a movie. Peter, have you seen The Frighteners? The Grim Reaper looking lad that moved through the walls and floor used to keep me awake at night when I was younger. I have seen The Frighteners. It's been a while, admittedly. I'm pretty sure I saw the director's cut a couple of times back in the DVD days. In fact, do I have that on Blu-ray? Oh, maybe I do. Hold on. I do own it in Blu-ray. So the last time I watched it was when I got it in Blu-ray, whenever that was. But I don't love The Frighteners. I'm not a big Peter Jackson fan, all things considered. There's a lot of good cast members in that movie, though. I think Dead Alive or Blood. What was that movie called? The earlier movie he did was better, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The sound of the dice on the desk sounded like Pete farting. Oh, very good. How mature. I'm bored now. You're supposed to come here for some classy content. Brain Dead, that's the title. Thank you, Cindy. What's weird is that Brain Dead's the title I should know it by, but for some reason I could only think of the American title. I think people dislike Joker. It's pointless for the same reason a backstory of Michael Myers would be pointless. You could have to be a fan of Peter, though it goes with your name. Wait, what? You kind of have to be a fan of Peter, though it goes with your name. I don't understand that sentence, Sheldon. You have to be a fan of me? And it goes with whose name? I'm confused. Brain Dead's good. Heavenly Creatures is great too. I haven't seen Heavenly Creatures, to be fair. But I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. Yes, King Kong was overlong and bloated. What was that one he did with the dead girl? The Lovely Bones? Oh, I have to be a fan of him because my name's also Peter. Oh, right. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's a silly reason to like someone. Yeah, so I just don't like a lot of his movies. And I've discovered that I feel the same way about Sam Raimi. Like, outside of the Evil Dead movies, I don't think I like Sam Raimi that much. Watched The Lawnmower Man yesterday. I think that the film is revolutionary. A lot of films have plagiarized it. Lucy, Scarlett Johansson, Denzel Washington's Virtuosity, opinion. Bizarrely, the only film out of those three that I've seen is Lucy. It wasn't very good. There was like a fun action scene at the start, and then it completely went down the toilet very quickly once it started doing plot. Lawnmower Man is one that I do need to see, and it's probably something that will end up being like a bonus episode on Screams After Midnight up for Patreon or something like that. But yeah, I never saw Virtuosity either. I want to say the clips I've seen of Lawnmower Man will make it look really rough from an age perspective, but it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be bad. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna like a director because his name happens to be Peter. Same goes for actors. Same goes for anyone. There's lots of horrible people named Peter. There's some good people named Peter. There's some bad people named Peter. It's a fairly common name. You say it's more of an ace movie. It's more of a sci-fi. Okay, all right. I think I said that because I think I'm sure Tim's mentioned it to me before, which is probably why I associate it with Screams. But yeah, fair enough. It's more of an ace movie. It's more of an ace movie. So Peter Parker is the worst Spider-Man. I don't know about worst. I mean, I like Peter Parker. I like Miles too. Um, I don't really know many of the other ones that well. Like your 2099 and your Ben Riley and whoever else. I'm excited to watch Society sometime this month. The premise sounds like it's Velvet Buzzsaw on crack, and I'm here for it. It's better than Velvet Buzzsaw. I'll say that much. I'm still not convinced I know how I feel about Society, but it definitely was a memorable experience. I will say that. My apologies. Jeez. I was wondering, do you consider They Live a horror movie? I have it on my Octoberthon sheet, but to be honest, I don't think it belongs there. Um, it's one of those ones that's super borderline, right? Like you can argue, you can stretch it and say, well, yeah, this unseen force is taking control of everything. It's kind of horror-esque in that way, and then it's like an invasion of the body snatchers style kind of plot. But it's more of a sci-fi conspiracy thriller as opposed to a horror movie. Was The Babysitter a Netflix movie? It was. In fact, it's one of the best Netflix movies, I think. I think The Babysitter, The Fundamentals of Caring, and one or two others are like the only really good ones. Society is decent, starts off slow, but gets better. That's a wacky ending. Everyone remembers that last 20 minutes. I'd say They Live is more sci-fi. Yeah. Yeah, because someone asked me earlier today, actually, if Tremors is a horror movie, and I said again, you could argue that there's some scenes and there's elements of it that feel kind of horror-esque, but it's really more of a sci-fi monster action movie than it is a horror. You know, it never feels like a horror movie. It feels like the characters are, you know, more light-hearted and adventurous, even though there's people dying. Did In the Tall Grass come out yet? It did. Came out on Friday. Disagree, Pete, but I will rewatch it. Love Weaving. Oh, you disagree with The Babysitter? That's okay. You're okay. You're allowed to be wrong sometimes, Bordna. You must be used to it by now, in fact. Yeah, most hate it. Something that's solid. Tallgrass. You'll get my thoughts soon. The fight scene in the alley in They Live is the longest fight scene ever. One on one, I'm sure it's been topped. There's definitely group fights that are longer though. The end of 13 Assassins is basically like 40 minutes of one fight scene. Oh, that's Sheldon. Tremors is horror, I'd say. Tremors 2 more so. I love that Piper used that bubblegum line in his feud with Jerry Lawler years later. He was a good line. John Carpenter wrote him a good line, and he's like, you know what? That's a damn good line. I'm going to use that. That's one that's transferable to his wrestling career. Speaking of, AEW's back on tonight, and they had the dark matches from last week on YouTube last night, which was kind of cool. Bite me, as Buffy said in the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Do 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 do. Okay, I'll stop. That was probably thoroughly unpleasant to listen to. But sometimes you just gotta go for it. You really, really do. You know, I've not seen They Live in a while. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. So I catch up with last week's AEW. It's on YouTube now, by the way. It is? The actual episode of Dynamite's on YouTube? Did they just put it on there as like a, hey, you can watch the first one so you can get hooked on it? Because if you're talking about AEW Dark, that's just the dark matches from before and after the show. It's not the actual event. Season 1 of Buffy is so underrated. I mean, I enjoy season 1 of Buffy. It's definitely not the peak of Buffy by any means. Like, it really had its stride in season 2, but there's stuff to enjoy in season 1. Would you say The Thing is horror? Oh yeah, absolutely. The Thing is definitely horror. It's also sci-fi, but it's definitely a horror movie. You got monsters, you got violence, you got paranoia, you got characters being picked off one by one. I mean, it's absolutely a horror movie. AEW's on ITV4 on Fridays at 10 p.m. That is correct. It's also on ITV Hub on Thursdays, or you can watch it live on Fight TV if you want to pay a few pounds a month. Which I do. Although I won't be watching it live tonight because I'm recording with Tim, but I'll watch it after it's done. Then click on it, but it seems to have it, yeah. I imagine that's probably just a first episode thing, just to get you hooked. I could be wrong, but it would seem weird to put it up like that. The good thing about Joker, at least, is that it broke as Venom records. Well, yeah, I wasn't happy about Venom having any records. I'll tell you what's underrated. I, Robot You, Jane. That episode is delightful to watch. I'm not saying it's good necessarily, but it is a delightful episode. The Thing is a classic crossover between horror and sci-fi. Yeah, it's equally both. Like, it belongs on top horror lists. It belongs on top sci-fi lists. Do you think it will be as big as WC Nitro was, Pete? Well, it depends what you mean. Like, will it be as big as Nitro actually was at the time? Probably not, because just ratings in general for wrestling are much, much smaller than they were. But can it be as big as Nitro in the sense that it can, like, be the same threat to WWE that Nitro was at the time? Yeah, I think it can. There's a lot of buzz going about it. It beat NXT last week, and they're just getting started. And WWE, which I've not been watching because I just can't stomach it anymore. The rating's too bad. But I heard how they ended their pay-per-view on Sunday, where they ended a Hell in the Cell match with a disqualification, which is supposed to be no disqualification, and pissed everyone off. It's almost like they're just advertising AEW for free. Hey, go and watch the other one, because they won't do this to you. So, But yeah, I think it, relatively speaking, can, but not literally the same numbers, because the numbers just aren't there anymore. Times have changed too much. SmackDown went back to Friday. The Rock was on it. Yeah, I can't watch Raw and SmackDown. I just can't do it. They're terrible. I'd say the pack is underrated, Pete. I love what it does for Will and Xander as characters. Sure. I don't know who Tyson Fury is. Plus the death scene. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get it. I get it. You like the pack, all right? You like the pack. I don't hate the pack. I know you listened to my commentary track and I wasn't like super like enthused with it, but like I don't hate the pack by any means. Well, no wrestling has mainstream success anymore, really. Well, that's why it's a weird comparison board now, because everything's different. Like, the viewers that WWE get now, even at best, is a fraction of what it was in the height at the end of the 90s. Absolute fraction. Wrestling's just not the cool thing to be into, and it hasn't been for a long time. A long, long, long time. The Edgar Wright horror movie next year with Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah, it's a giallo film apparently, which is cool. I like the one with the mum and daughter swap bodies. You're talking about Witch, of course. Episode 3. I had too much sugar today or something. I wish I had some like Skittles or something. I could go for a little sugar fix. Oh well. Tyson Fury is a world heavyweight boxing champion. He is from the UK, lol. Just because someone's from the UK doesn't mean I'll know them. I don't know any boxers, Sheldon, regardless of where they're from. Hell, I don't know any sports people, regardless of where they're from. I can't name you any golfers. I can't name you any footballers. I can't name you any basketball players. I can't name you any. Uh, well, outside of the one big famous one of each of those examples, I suppose. Maybe. I think the pack for season 1 is good, but another season it would be a weaker episode probably. Peter Crouch. Who's Peter Crouch? Are you asking me to crouch? I wish AEW well, but we've had a lot of false storms. We have, but so far it's been good, and I ain't watching WWE, so might as well give it a fair chance. What are the main things you look for when you review a movie, Pete? I want to eventually start a blog. That's an interesting question. I guess mainly I want to care. I want to care about what's going on. I want to care about the characters, and ultimately, you I think what you get better at, the more you try and talk about movies, the more you try and like think about them and know your feelings on them, so you can express them in a review. Is that you basically at the end of a movie say, okay, I liked that or I didn't, and if you didn't like it or you did like it, well, whatever one it is, you have to then ask yourself, why did I like that or why didn't I like that, and then sort of look, through the movie and think about, okay, so what didn't work about the characters? Was it choices they made that didn't feel right? Was it, leaps in logic? Was it a boring shooting style? Was it, was it just a lack of atmosphere, for example? I often talk about camera moves, or that's like a technical thing, or atmosphere, which could be a bit of both technical and kind of script stuff. And obviously, you have the simple things like acting and stuff like that you may want to talk about. The more you think about it and practice at it, the more you kind of just naturally pick up what you want to talk about as you're watching stuff. There's nothing more damning than a really dull movie that um that you have nothing to say about afterwards. Like that's when you know it was just dull. Like it's just in the middle and there's nothing good or bad to say. He's a football player from the UK, a tall football player. He's got an ironic last name then. Blu-ray Man 12, welcome to the stream. After watching the premiere last night of Mr. Robot Season 4, to have the most ballsy opening scene I've ever seen for any season. Not listened to the review yet. I would concur with that. I will say I have well, not a theory, but I had some thoughts on that opening scene in a simple little thing they did with it that made it shocking. But I'll let you hear that in the review. But we talked a lot about that opening scene. Yeah, that 3.7 million or whatever it was for SmackDown is going to go down. It might be up for a little while because it's just started and because they've got other things coming up soon. But once it's settled into its groove, like it's probably going to go down. And they don't have The Rock every week, so it's going down. Heading off to watch an episode of the hit television show with my mum. Does that get me points, ladies? For watching Buffy or for spending quality time with the mother? I don't know. Maybe both. Mr. Robot. Give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Only way you could watch it with my mother is if you like crime channel shows. Anything else, she ain't interested. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. AEW got 1 million. Yeah, 1.4 million. Which beat NXT, which is on at the same night. At the same time slot, specifically. Which was actually much higher than projections. They smashed the original numbers they were projecting back when they announced the new TV show was basically less than half of that. So they were ecstatic with that result. Like my grandmother. Yep. It's definitely an old woman thing. They love those crime channels. Are we watching something today? Oh no, Bob. This is just a regular early stream. By the way, I'm still laughing at the low opinion Tara has of. Oh yeah, back at the start of that countdown, Rich was like, "Whoa, I underestimated these people." I was expecting dumb comic book movies. The audience picked Casablanca? Or your mum like snapped and about wives killing their husbands and stuff like that. Yeah, FBI files and forensic files and whatever else those shows are on the Crime ID channel or Investigation channel or whatever. I don't know. There's a couple of them. I had 3 movies from my list make it into the first half. Oh yeah, we are classy. I feel like her opinion of you went down with Serenity. Seems to think that everyone's just trying to make me happy. Like there's anything wrong with that. I mean, come on. Bavarian crime comedy series. Once you've seen it, it's over. Much like The Ring. Huh. Did you hear that Jordan Peele's remaking The Candyman, Pete? I did, although he's not directing it. Jordan Peele's only producing that. He's not directing the film. But I also heard that Tony Todd might be back for it. We've spoken about it once or twice in the Screams After Midnight during the news segments when stuff's popped up. Well, Cindy and I didn't have Serenity, so we're better. I don't know. Cindy may have an argument. Renegade, I saw your list. What an unexpected. Oh, what's happening anymore? I do not know. But yeah. No, the result show was funny though. I'm looking forward to the second half. You guys seem to have enjoyed it so far. It's funny though, because at the start of it I said, yeah, we might do all this in one video. And then like after like 2 entries it was very clear that it was going to be a 2-parter. There's like, nah, this is going to be like 2 hours just for this first half. Tara was wrong. How dare you, Cindy? Cindy, now don't be a muppet. Indeed, Davies. The horror list's deadline is the 20th of October. My list will be shit because I still have a lot of catching up with. I love your story about your mum. It was sweet. What story? I don't remember the story about my mum. Remind me. What was the story? Oh, right, that. I guess that was sweet of me. Yeah, you're right. I'm a poet with my words. In fact, I don't think you were here earlier, Cindy, but I was telling everyone that Tara did inform me that she did purchase a bottle of wine for part 2, like specifically for part 2 of that recording. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, I'll say this: I was surprised with how little I had to edit out, given how drunk that was getting towards the end. I only had to like trim one little bit because for the most part it was still safe for the public. And those outtakes will not be released on Patreon or anything like that. Don't you worry. They are going into the vault and never coming out. Tara really is the Connor replacement. Oh dear. Hey, he's still getting drunk on news whenever professional and personal comes up. That's still a thing. He literally, like, Joe's funny is we weren't going to do TV multiverse, and then he he posted a photo on Twitter saying he's got booze in for the Flash, and I'm like, what are you doing? I thought you were going to watch any of it. Is Patreon going to get that Till to Die Young outtake where you apparently destroyed Connor? I don't know if I've still got that, so I don't think so. I don't think that's that funny though. I didn't like that outtake because it made me look like I was an angry prick. Oh my god, I will always be Team Connor. Don't worry, Sheldon. Tara's not actually replacing Connor. Although it's nice to know you don't like her that much. I'll keep that in mind. Caster, are you planning on adding another channel to your podcast, Pete? But make this one strictly action movies, my favorite genre. You mean another show? No plans as of yet. Connor's not really into a lot of the sillier action stuff from the 90s and things like that. Matt would be, but Matt's not really got much time. I know Tara's kind of into a lot of that stuff too. I mean, hell, me and Tara, like a while ago, I'm sure, I don't know what we were recording, but before one of the recordings, we sat and talked about like the Under Siege movies for like 10 minutes. I love Connor, but Tara is quickly becoming my new favourite. Oh, that's sweet. I didn't say that. Well, why are you Team Connor then? What does hashtag Team Connor mean then? If not, favouring him over Tara. What else could that possibly mean? Or is it just everyone always shits on Connor, I'm going to support him because he's a poor ginger and he must be supported. I finished my water. I went for a drink there and it was not to be, which is a shame. I'm upset by this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. But yeah, action movie. I don't know, like yeah, an action movie show could work, but I don't know what to make any promises. Plus, we can't necessarily have a show for every single genre under the sun. Sci-fi and horror really lend themselves to like a dedicated show, I think. I miss 1080-bit. Yeah, 1080-bit kind of got the axe because it was this extra commitment that didn't quite fit with everything else. You'll basically patrons will get the odd little snippet of game talk that gets edited out of other things. But it was just hard to fit in on top of everything else. And in an effort to actually deliver things that we promised, we wanted to cut a few things to make that possible. And 1080-bit was one that kind of just naturally got axed after being delayed multiple times. How did you guys come to the decision to bring back multiverse? Oh, that's a long conversation, but basically we wanted to, although not exactly the same as it was before. And we'll explain those details a bit more on the episode itself, but you know, we aren't going to do as much as we did before on multiverse, and it will be off during the off season. We're not going to like do other shows during the summer so that it keeps going, kind of thing. And DC Universe shows aren't necessarily going to be done as a part of it. Those will be, you know, Doom Patrol we really like, so we'll do Doom Patrol on its own when that comes back. And we'll try new DC Universe shows, but we're not going to necessarily force ourselves through every DC Universe show, regardless of how much we like or dislike it. Because I mean, when we dropped Multiverse, part of the reason why we really hated it at the time was because Swamp Thing was garbage and we hated watching it. We didn't want to watch it and talk about it. It wasn't like Arrow and the Flash where we get to make fun of them and it's kind of fun doing that. Swamp Thing we just didn't want to watch, and it was like miserable forcing our way through it every week. So yeah, so I mean I'll go through, the final details will be on the show itself, but we wanted to talk about some of the shows, the main ones, and talk about Crisis when it happens, and people liked it. Lots of people had been asking, you know, that they wanted us to do them in some way. So, and then you know we got to the first couple episodes, or sorry, you know, we got to like Monday, Tuesday this week, and like Connor had already watched Supergirl, we'd both already watched Batwoman, and he got booze in for Flash, and it was like, oh, well, you're already watching all the shows. Should we talk about if we can still do this? So here we are. So they're going to bring back Cop number 3 for Halloween Kills. Probably. Black Lightning. Black Lightning is the one CW show that I don't think we're going to do. Not because it's not good. It's actually better than some of the other ones. In fact, most of the other ones is better than. But it's because it's so separate. It feels the least relevant and one that we can actually cut just to keep it an easier show. Because bizarrely, because it's better, we have less to say about it whenever we talk about it. You know, compared to like the Flash, where we usually have something stupid to complain about, and we get to make fun of Barry doing something silly. Black Lightning is very consistently just solid, and therefore harder to kind of passionately talk about. So, yeah, you're kind of dragging all the details out of me, but yeah, that is part of the plan. Oh. Oh dear, and I had some shoes on the floor there, which looked kind of messy. Wow, what's the wow? The best reviews are always about things you either hate or really love. Yes, doing stuff that's in the middle is really tough. Really, really tough. So yeah, the plan for Multiverse is to do the CW shows that are connected, and will play a big part in Crisis. I mean, because I know Black Lightning is technically showing up in Crisis, but that keeps it to typically 4 shows a week when they're all on. Bit more feasible. When is Legends back? Legends is back in January, Bob. So Legends isn't on yet until then. It's a mid-season show. In fact, the first episode I think is part of Crisis. Have you had your dinner yet, Pete? What did you have? I actually had takeout tonight. I ordered a Japanese chicken katsu curry. I ate a lot of it. You get quite a big portion of it, so I have half of it left for later when I get hungry again. But it was delightful. It was very filling, and it has me a little bit sleepy, admittedly, which is annoying because I have things to do. I have to immediately watch stuff after I've done this, and then record with Connor for a bit, and then record with Tim for a bit. So no rest for me, unfortunately. So yeah, that was dinner tonight. I had it kind of early actually, but it was just because I got in for my walk and there was nothing in the house to kind of have quickly because I'm usually hungry when I get in for my walk. So I was like, nope, food time. And everyone, remember, in fact, I'll remind everyone now. I feel like I've not been reminding everyone enough. 21st of October, there will be a live stream with myself and Tim. Tim will be here live on your screen, responding to comments. And a special Octoberthon streams after midnight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UK. And we will be doing some live chatting, followed by a live viewing of PCs. And worth remembering as well that that'll be a monthly thing should the goal on Patreon be hit. But you're getting it this month, October 21st. In 12 days? Something like that. You should totally listen to the 1 Hour Devs panel when you go on your walk. Very interesting and does not reveal too much. Garland is a madman and the show will be complex as hell. Yeah, I am very cautious. Well, not cautiously. I'm very optimistic about Devs because it's Garland. Even though I don't think I've seen anything by him on TV. Obviously, I trust him as a movie maker because of Ex Machina and Annihilation. Tim won't know he's on, and we'll just keep saying hello. Tim, last time Tim was on something that was live, he actually typed his responses back into chat, not realizing that the people talking to him could hear him. It was really weird. He's such an old man. Starts 3 hours and 20 minutes in. Oh jeez. What's on before it? Is it a series of panels? A lot of different FX shows, or maybe? dee 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 dee. 9-hour video, jeez. But fair enough. Fair enough. Pardon me. Have you ever watched a TV show called Electric Dreams? We watched the first few episodes of that back when it first aired, and we fell away from it. It was okay. The 4 episodes we watched were kind of hit and miss. Actually, was it? No, I think it was actually kind of bad. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was one that I thought was okay, but I had some problems with the other ones, and I remember the last one we watched with Steve Buscemi was easily the worst one we did. I'd probably compare it to the 2019 Twilight Zone, which is not a good comparison. Because that also was pretty bad. And somehow got worse than it went. I think you like the Bryan Cranston one. I don't think we did the Bryan Cranston one. Because we stopped after a few episodes. I don't remember the Bryan Cranston one. Unless my memory's just failing me here. I remember the one with the town when he gets off the train. Which actually, it's funny that you bring that up because I never mentioned this in the review, but the last Twilight Zone, or not the last one, but like the two, like a Twilight Zone we've recorded that's not went up yet, me and Tara. It's just occurred to me that it's kind of a rip-off of that train episode of Electric Dreams is kind of a rip-off or inspired by that episode of Twilight Zone. Interesting. Last of Us 2 is in February. Devs most likely in March. Early 2020 won't be too bad. Plus Cyberpunk in April, if that's your jazz too. And Doom's going to be in March now too. Not that I put Doom anywhere near those things, but I mean The Last of Us specifically. But Twilight Zone remake was woeful. Oh, it was a rough time. I kept trying to be optimistic, and you can kind of see me deteriorate as the show goes on. By the time I got to the last like 3 episodes, like I was expecting to hate it every week. I was expecting to tear it to shreds. That was a bad time. Oh, it was a bad time. I'm guessing you're not doing season 2 of Twilight Zone. Well, actually, that's the thing with Twilight Zone. We might, because there was always something to talk about with it, and because we're doing the classic Twilight Zones, it feels like we should still. Kind of like me and Connor doing the Star Trek shows. It just makes sense that we should keep doing them. Not that Discovery was that bad or anything that we'd want to drop it, but yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm actually going to wrap up the stream here. It's not quite the full 2-hour stream. The reason for that is because I have stuff to do. But I wanted to sneak in a stream since there wasn't one on Monday. And it won't be in next week either. Like I said, there'll be no Monday streams for all of October. But if and when I can, I'll maybe do a sort of substitute stream at some point in the week. But yeah, so thank you for joining me. Look out for the Ace coming up soon. Very soon. And you can get another streams tomorrow. And there's at least a couple of TV reviews that still need to go up either today or tomorrow. So enjoy watching some tall and scary grass. I will do my best. But thanks everyone for coming by, keeping me company, and I will see you guys soon. So thank you once again. Goodbye.